some news, and it's not necessarily breaking news because I've seen it all over the airwaves over the last few hours. Former President Barack Obama is set to hit the campaign trail on behalf of Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States, the one and only Kamala Harris. The former president will campaign for Vice President Harris in battleground states during the final 27 days until Election Day. His first event is scheduled for this Thursday in Pittsburgh. For those of you who don't know, just a little nugget of information. Democrats are considered to be in tight races in the state of Michigan, Maryland, and Florida. So they're releasing ads on Friday featuring Obama as well, right there. So you can't ignore that. And obviously, when we're talking about President Obama, one of the most popular presidents in history, you can't ignore the fact that from a fundraising standpoint, the man is big time. Already with fundraising content and events featuring Obama, he's been able to raise $76 million in the 2024 presidential campaign, according to his office. So we have to give credit where credit is due in that regard. According to Obama's senior advisor, Eric Schultz, he told Fox News, CNN, and others, quote, President Obama believes the stakes of this election could not be more consequential. And that is why he is doing everything he can to help elect Vice President Harris, Governor Walz, and Democrats across the country, Schultz said. He continues by saying his goals are to win the White House, keep the U.S. Senate, and take back the House of Representatives. Now that voting has begun, our focus is on persuading and mobilizing voters, especially in states with key races. Many of these races are likely to go down to the wire, and nothing should be taken for granted. Let me give you my take before we get into our next guest, who will be Van Jones. Number one, I'm not going to apologize for saying I wish Michelle Obama was running. I think the former First Lady of the United States, far as I'm concerned, the greatest First Lady who ever lived. I think she's phenomenal. I think her speech at the Democratic National Convention was phenomenal. I think she's an incredible figure. Very, very powerful, very influential. And I wish she was running. Not to knock Kamala Harris in any way, but I just wish Michelle Obama, I think it would be a landslide. Donald Trump would have no chance going up against Michelle Obama. That's number one. That's my personal opinion. Number two, I'm not sure how much help Barack Obama is going to be. Somebody's got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Now, I don't have the specific numbers in front of me. I've given them to you in the past. If you want me to, I can give them to you again. No one's here questioning the popularity of President Obama. We knew he was the real deal. But that's when it came to him. Senate seats, congressional seats, gubernatorial races, the judiciary. I mean, he lost a ton of seats for the Democrats while he was in office. He campaigned for Hillary. She lost. In 2020, we all know that it wasn't about Biden. It was about 81 million people voting against Trump. And one could easily make the argument right now that if Kamala Harris wins, it's because that many more people want Trump to lose. Because in so many people's eyes, he's just too trifling to see back in the White House. So it's going to be real interesting to talk to Van Jones about this kind of stuff because I really want to hear his opinion about this. I respect him, but in the same breath, I'm not blind. Obama's going to go on the campaign trail. Why is he going on the campaign trail? You know why he's going on the campaign trail? Because polls, as well as pundits and surrogates, are openly acknowledging that Kamala Harris has a problem with the black vote. It's not on lock. That there's a growing number of black folks in this country that are looking at Trump. Not evenly compared to Kamala Harris, but enough to potentially sway the election or tilt the scales one way or another. The man gets 15, 16% of the black vote. She's got a problem. Now, he's got his own problems because Kamala Harris is very dominant with women. No doubt the overturning of Roe v. Wade has a lot to do with that. But when it comes down to Obama, you're talking about black folks and you're talking about young folks. The young folks. Do you really, really look at Kamala Harris as the answer? It's a question. Nobody's being presumptuous here. Nobody's making any accusations. I'm simply asking. But I will also say this. Regardless of how out of pocket or off kilter he sounds, Trump's everywhere. She's had rallies. She's had campaign stops. But those interviews, being able to walk into the lion's den, answer questions about her record with the Biden administration, which is still in office, by the way. We've got Israel and Hamas and Hezbollah. You got Iran in the mix now. You got people walking around fearing World War III is en route. You know about Russia, Ukraine. They're fearing stuff on that end. We got a hurricane disaster took place throughout the states in the South, particularly the state of North Carolina. We got private citizens involved in search and rescue missions with people saying, where has the National Guard been? It's got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Biden is in office right now. Kamala Harris is in office right now. Something worth thinking about.